Today's challenge is homemade noodles. I've made pasta before, so I wanted to try something different, and I wanted to try making rice noodles. So rice noodles consist of rice flour, wheat starch, and tapioca starch. The ratios are about 1 cup of rice flour to 2 tablespoons of wheat starch and 1 tablespoon of tapioca starch. From what I've been told is that the tapioca starch adds a little toothsomeness to the noodles when they're cooked. Alright, here's the rice flour mixture. Now I'm going to add the liquid and stir. So if you could use just plain water. If you do use the water, just add about a pinch or two of salt. What I do is I use a mixture of water and chicken broth to try to make a more flavorful noodle. As a result, with the chicken broth, we kind of will tinge the noodle a little yellowish. If you're wanting just a pure white noodle, just use pure water. Alright, the thing about rice noodles is that they are actually cooked before they are used. I improvise a steamer with a rack. Okay, now the pan this little dish is oiled. The batter itself is more of a slurry. It's not like a pancake batter, it's more like a cornstarch mixture, and it has the consistency roughly of milk, maybe a little like heavy cream. So I'll just pour in about a 1/4 cup. I should have had a hot pad, and I'll try to spread this around. To form an even layer. And this steams for about 3 to 5 minutes. Here's the rice noodle out of the steamer. Supposedly what you're supposed to do after it comes out of steamer is to fan the surface a little, and this will create a nice glossy surface. I don't know if that's true or not, but give it a try. After the plate is become cool enough to handle, you can invert these noodles out with a spatula. Just roll it over on itself. So there's a rice noodle right there, and I'll just put it with the other one I made earlier. Here are a couple of completed rice noodles. So how do you know how thick you want it to be? Here's one of the first ones I made. It's fairly stiff and thick, while this one is very fabric-like and soft and pliable. Also, when you pick it up, it easily bends to a different shape, while this one is definitely a lot more stiffer and rubberier. Not that it's any bad. This one you could use as a noodle to put fillings in, sort of like in dim sum. This one would be great more in a stir-fried, like a Chow Fun dish. Another item you can make with this rice noodle batter is a dim sum dish called Chow Fun. So basically what you add is the green onion tops, and I made some filling earlier, and you don't really need to add a lot, maybe depending on how much batter you have left. That was probably a 1/4 cup. I could probably have put less, but that's what I put. This is the Chow Fun, the meat-studded rice noodle. So basically you just roll it out like the other rice noodles, and that's it. Now that you have rice noodles, one common thing to do is to cut them into strips. And treat them as you would chow mein and make chow fun. Or you could cut them into thinner strips and throw them into soups, like you would wonton soup, or add it to wonton soup. Alright, stir frying the rice noodles or making what's called chow fun is pretty straightforward. You just use whatever you have in the fridge. And I have a clove of garlic, some bell pepper, some carrots for color, some green onions. So throw the onions in, the garlic to start seasoning the oil. As soon as it's starting to turn brown a little, I'll throw the rest of the veggies in. At this time I'm going to hit it up with a little soy sauce. And oyster sauce, just for some umami flavor. And also one of my favorite vegetables to have with chow fun is bean sprouts. So I just throw in some fresh bean sprouts and just let that stir fry together. In fact, I'll add the noodles right now so the noodles can steam and brown at the same time. Cover for about a minute or two, and it should be done. Here's a popular dim sum dish where it's basically rice noodles wrapped with shrimp. So just lay the shrimp in the center. And fold over. Here's another filling you could use. You have a ground pork mixture that I made earlier, and you could just pour it or fill it in the center like you did the shrimp. Just fold over and plate. Today I showed you how to make rice noodles, also known as fun in Chinese. With the rice noodles, you can also make chow fun, which is similar to chow mein, except it's using rice noodles. Also, I showed you how to do some dim sum classics, such as rice noodles filled with shrimp, rice noodles filled with pork, rice rolls, or Cheung Fun, which means either long noodles or intestine-looking noodles. I don't know. And also, when all else fails, you could do a rustic or classic, simple, comfort food rice noodles with soy sauce. Thanks for watching.